Are you on the phone right now and trying to set appointments and you're feeling like this is the most disappointment I've ever faced in my life? I get it. Setting life insurance appointments can be frustrating. A lot of folks want to give up. A lot of folks want to get that phone away from them as fast as they can because rejection has a way of repulsing us. And I want to recharge you and help you set more secure life insurance appointments, more secure final expense appointments so that you can reduce some of your frustrations right now and find the success that you desperately desire. So, we're going to go into how to set rock solid appointments, how to speak some things that may help you shine a little brighter than some of your competitors so that you can swallow what you're going to see over the phone because success always looks like a little bit of hard work, but sometimes you need to have the tips to be able to do the hard work. This is like trying to build a home with a rock and you're using that as a hammer. Let's use a hammer. Let's use more skilled tools so that we can take our business maybe a little farther. So this business is all about the hustle, but it's also about having the right tools so that you can make a hard job easier, and the business is far from easy. So if you're taking notes, you got to understand that tip number one is foundational, and we're going to give you 5 tips today, is attitude. Attitude is important. We can either have a positive attitude that kind of propels them towards us, or we can have this negative attitude because we had a bad dial from maybe the call before. Don't let a bad dial destroy what you're doing right now. You've got to compartmentalize this. This is very powerful for you when you're setting phone appointments because one person may have just sworn you up one side, down the other, may have just told you that they're going to chop your fingers off and feed them to you. I'm not kidding. I've done a lot of phone appointments in my life, and I've been told this over the phone. That's not fun, right? They are sometimes really caustic conversations. Remember, my friends, we got to compartmentalize the negatives because negatives are going to come, and we can't let this negative weight walk into the next phone call in how we treat the next person. So attitude's important. We've got to have a good positive attitude. We get to do this every day, not, oh, wah, wah, wah. We have to do this today. Now, attitude alone is not going to make you a rock star. It's just not. Oh, I'm really excited. I'm going to build the house of my dreams, but I've never done it. I have a rock and some nails and some wood. That's not going to give you what you want. So don't buy into this like happiness garbage, but you have to be positive in this industry if you want to have somebody on the end of the phone that wants to hear you. That's very important. The power of a smile as you're dialing is more important than you may know. So turn the old frown upside down, as they say. That's going to be pivotal. But don't let this negativity of maybe one call rock your world when you're doing the dials. One bad dial does not equate to a bad day. Don't let it control you. You're going to control what is going to take place in your future. You're actually more in control of your future than you may know. So, number two, this is what really a lot of insurance agents step into in this industry, is they don't look at appointment setting like getting a date. They don't. You want the date, right, on your calendar? You want a date when you were in high school with that sweet young lady, that really beautiful looking, okay, young man. Don't say the wrong things. Don't act like you're all desperate. So many folks, when they're setting life insurance appointments, what they do is they're like, "Oh, hi, Mrs. Johnson. This is Jason. I'm calling you back about the request that you made for life insurance. Are you available on Friday? I'm going to try to drop this off to you. Are you available on Friday?" And of course, Mrs. Johnson is going to say, "No, I'm not." This is no different than walking up to a really great gal and being like, hi, are you available to go to the prom with me on Friday at, at 2 p.m.?" No, you're sounding desperate. Nobody wants to move forward with someone that is in this place. You cannot say, "Are you available?" And if you're saying that, just stop it. I'm going to help you with some of the hacks that are going to work. Don't act desperate when you're dialing life insurance leads. You just can't do it. You got to be positive. You're now that person that's going to make their life better. You got to believe that to your core because belief is the backbone of a simple industry. Don't do that. We got to be intentional. Don't say, "Are you available?" Don't act desperate. No longer will you say that. What you're going to say is, let's say you're trying to schedule an appointment and you hopefully only have a little bit of white space and you're trying to work them into your schedule because things are packed because you're a powerful producer, right? Your times are what you choose and you dictate. You choose when you work if you're a face-to-face life insurance agent. You choose when you work if you're a final expense life insurance agent. So you may only have a 12, 2, and a 4 on Friday that's even available for Mrs. Johnson. Your availability, not going to ask Mrs. Johnson, are you available on Friday? If you were trying to book your day on Friday, you only have 4 openings. That's it. Think about that. You've got to think about that. You're going to not ask Mrs. Johnson, are you available? You're going to say this: Mrs. Johnson, are you busy on Friday? She's going to say, no. This please, can you meet with me? And you're not getting any money in this industry. You're not getting anyone that wants to meet with you. You're going to say to Mrs. Johnson, first off, to allow you the ability that you know her calendar's clear on Friday. Mrs. Johnson, are you busy on Friday? And just be quiet. Oh, no, I'm not really busy. Now you know there's an opening. This is like changing lanes on the freeway. All right. So many insurance agents get super frustrated. Are you available? No. Wham. It's like you're changing lanes without knowing that there's an opening. Ask Mrs. Johnson, not are you available? Ask Mrs. Johnson, are you busy on Friday? As soon as she says no, now you know she's free. Now you know there's this space, just like changing lanes on the freeway. Don't put your directional on yet, but you know there's space there. All right. So when you say, Mrs. Johnson, are you available on Friday? When she tells you, no, I don't have anything going on, you're not going to say available. You're going to say, Mrs. Johnson, are you busy on Friday? No. When she tells you, no, I'm not busy on Friday. Well, I have just a little bit of time on Friday. You're going to now let her know you've got a little bit of time. This is just like changing lanes on the freeway. No longer will you say available. You say, Mrs. Johnson, are you busy on Friday? The moment she says, no, I'm not busy, go, okay, fantastic, Mrs. Johnson. I've got just a little bit of time. And now you're going to create scarcity, tip number 3. And it's true scarcity because you really only have 3 or 4 appointments available for her on Friday. That's it. So what you're going to say is, hey, I'm super busy on Friday myself, as you could imagine, but I will get everything put together for you that you requested. And now we're going to go into tip number 4. We're going to assume the time. All right. This is just like when you say, oh, I'm available on Friday. Will this work? Don't say that. You're going to say, are you busy on Friday? You are the one that is going to allow availability because it's a privilege to have you helping that person. It really is. Quit acting desperate. It's a privilege for you to help this person. You're now going to tip number 4, assume the time. This is just like you got now. She told you she is not busy. There's now space, like changing the lanes on a freeway. You found the time. You're going to let her know, tip number 3, that you are super busy, but I should be able to provide you that life insurance information that you requested. Now you will assume the time on Friday that works for you. You're going to assume it. You're not going to ask, Mrs. Johnson, are you good with like a 10, a 12, a 2? What's best for you? Oh, my word. Stop that word puke out of your mouth. It's horrible. Quit it. All right. If that's what you're doing, quit it. Assume the lane. This is like on the freeway and you're in traffic and there's a little opening right there. You got to go for it. If not, that is going to get away from you. It's going to suck itself up. And now you're just going to get into a wreck. Sometimes insurance agents, oh, are you busy on Friday? No. Oh, well, I'm super busy, on Friday myself, but I should be able to provide everything you requested on Friday at about 10 o'clock. All right. You just tell her a time. And if she doesn't give you pushback, that's the time you put on your calendar. I should be able to get that provided for you around 10 o'clock. And then when she goes, whoa, 10 o'clock ain't going to work for me. I don't want anyone coming to my home. This happens too. You've got to create the space for value. And then you're going to say, if you're taking notes, oh, no problem, Mrs. Johnson. 10 o'clock, is probably not best for me looking at my calendar here. You know what? I think 12 o'clock may be better after lunch for me anyways. And I'll get that provided for you after lunch. And then I'll make sure I leave you everything that you requested. What you do with this information is entirely up to you, but at least you got the information provided that you put the request in for. And that's what we really care about. So we're going to get this provided to you around noon on Friday for you. And we look forward to helping you. If she doesn't give you pushback, guess what? You just placed an appointment. Quit making things awkward. So many insurance agents awkwardly say, are you available? So many insurance agents awkwardly, are you free on Friday because I need some money? This isn't about go fund yourself, all right? This is about move forward in the sales call. And I hope this video is helping you. And make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. And yes, I'm stumbling over my own tongue. It's going to happen to you too in the industry. We're all human trying to help great people over the phone, but you've got to assume the time. It's very important that you assume the time. And when the time doesn't work out, you let them know, oh, you know what? 10 o'clock probably wouldn't work great for me anyways. So, you know what? 12 o'clock is probably best for me after lunch anyways. And I'm going to get this provided to you after lunch for you. I'll make sure I leave you all the life insurance information that you requested. You know, what you do with this information is entirely up to you anyways. But 12 o'clock on Friday is going to work best for me, and we'll make sure we get you taken care of. All right, Mrs. Johnson. Now, number 5, one last thing. This is called like the clamp down, the cinch down. You've already declared when you're going to come out. She hasn't given you kickback, which means now you've got, permission. She hasn't said, no, don't come. Now you're going to say, now, if you don't mind, just go ahead and write down the color of my car is blue. So you know that's me when I get everything that you requested to you on Friday. And I really appreciate you. If you got any questions, go ahead and write those down, and we'll assist you and help you in any way that we can, any questions that you have. But I look forward to, getting that information provided to you and helping you. We'll see you on Friday at noon. Have a great day. Get off the phone. All right. Remember, the purpose of an appointment is not to sell anything. The purpose of the appointment is to see the person, get your belly button in front of their belly button so that you can hopefully unpack their problems, create space for a solution if a solution is involved. And that solution may look like a life insurance sale. Maybe the solution is they have no money to spend with you. That's okay, my friends. Be friendly. Quit acting like a 2-year-old throwing a fit in Walmart's when they don't have money to buy from you. Some agents do this, and then you take this negative airspace. Oh man, I spent $20 on a lead and they don't got no money. Blank, blank, blank. Get this out of your vocabulary. What you speak can sometimes have an impact on your success. Attitude of gratitude. I get to go help these great people. I get to solve their problems. And you know what? Sometimes you're going to get porched. It's part of the industry. And if you don't know what porched means, that means you set an appointment, you get all the way out there, and you got maybe a note or maybe nothing burger. Where you get there, you knock on the door, and no one's there. It's not a good feeling, but it's a numbers game. That's why if you have 15 appointments a week or more, if you're a top producer, you're going to be just fine. When that note comes, you're just thinking, next, I can reschedule that appointment. Let's go to the next one. But it's all about you delivering value. It's all about you providing information, not you delivering or dropping off. You're not a paper boy. All right. And if you're saying the word drop off, you're probably getting no-showed a lot. Say the word provide. It's a more powerful word that helps people understand the value that you bring. And then ask them to write down any questions if they have any, and you'd be more than pleased to help in any way that you can. Now, you only have a little bit of time after, lunch on Friday, but you'll make sure you help her in any way you can. Look forward to meeting you. Be friendly, be positive, and this will hopefully help you become more powerful over the phones, because it's negative, not a lot of fun sometimes, but we got to find the positive energy in us to engage with more consumers, to have the best chance, not guarantee, of finding more success in this space. Remember, my friends, you've got what it takes. I appreciate all of you subscribers out there. Thank you for everything that you do for others in this very negative industry, but yet also an industry that will provide you a more positive path when you make it than maybe you've ever experienced in your life. This industry is the best paying hard work that maybe you've ever had the opportunity to be involved with, and it's very rewarding when you take care of a lot of good people. Remember, my friends, you got what it takes, and if we can do anything to support you, jasonfinalexpense.com. We do recruit and partner with powerful insurance agents as well as agencies that align here to sell life, Medicare, and annuities face-to-face and in the telespace. Free resources for your taking. We'll see you soon.